Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just want to start off and say that for some reason people in my neighborhood are shooting fireworks off like crazy. So if you hear like loud noises or like random bangs, that's probably why. But anyway, so today we are going to talk about gardening for Wizard 101, and I will also be making a crafting video at some point. So if y'all or rather see a crafting one, just wait a minute and I should have it out in no time. So let's get right into it. Let's start off, and I want to say that gardening starts at level 12 in Wizard 101. Now, just because you can get it at level 12 does not mean you necessarily need to, just go all in at level 12. At level 12, a lot of things are happening. I know a lot of people can, if they just rush the quest line. I've heard of people getting to Krokotopia or almost there, probably in Colossus Boulevard by level 12, so by all means, don't feel rushed to do that, because you don't use training points, you use gold, and you're really struggling to keep your gear up, so you can keep, especially if you're soloing, it's really hard to just stay in the game and not have to keep asking people for help if you're not properly geared. Moving on, the ranks, there is 20 whole ranks. Rank 1 is Novice, and then it goes all the way up to Verdant. So if you see someone who's Verdant, know that they spend all their time in the world gardening, because the cumulative XP is, like, insane how it goes. So pretty much what'll happen is you'll go to Novice, and then once you're at Grandmaster, it's just going to take forever to just start going up tiers, essentially. So, moving on. So the people that do gardening, the vendors, there is someone in Wizard City, Krokotopia, Mushu, Celestia, Safaria, Avalon, Chrysalis, and Grizzleheim. Now, they all do not have the same thing. Let me just say that right off the bat. The guy who, Farley in Wizard City, only has the beginning spells, and then it just starts going up from there. So, if you're in Krokotopia, more than likely, it's like like one rank up from the Wizard City ones, and say Krokotopia doesn't have the one you're looking for, maybe go on to Mushu, so on and so forth. Just know that it gets really, really, really expensive. So maybe debate starting gardening later on when you've got good gear, say like level 60, you have waterworks gear, you're pretty much done until you either want to start farming Hades or even in Darkmoor. Then, so you'll be pretty set, especially with the gold cap. It's really annoying to, keep your backpack and your bank, at a reasonable place when they've capped the gold, so you can't just sell all your stuff until you have, like, infinite gold. It's really annoying. So you're probably asking yourself, hey, what's the point of gardening? Well, I don't even know what you even get out of gardening. So the main things you get from gardening are pet snacks, treasure cards, crafting supplies, seeds for other plants, or sometimes upgraded plants, or even the same plant that you are currently gardening. So keep that in mind. Now, not all plants keep necessarily the same type of drops, or may not consistently dropping. Plants are very, very random. And some plants will drop their own seeds more than other plants, so know that if you go out and buy like one singular plant, you might get several of that one plant, or you might not get any and you'll have to go buy more. Hence why you might want to be in a place where you have stable gold. Now, so say you're like, hey, okay, this sounds cool. So what kind of stuff are we talking about? So the main purpose that I use gardening for is for pet snacks, because pet snacks are really expensive. If you go in the Crown shop, they are just like insanely expensive, and it's pretty much just a waste of crowns. You might as well just spend it on like some fancy pet, or open card packs or something. So once you get to rank 5 in gardening, you can start farming prickly bear cactuses, and those are a pretty consistent way. They reproduce really easily. Most of the stuff they like is for Krokotopia items, and by that point you should either be in Krokotopia or out of it, or even in the middle of it, so it shouldn't be that hard of an issue for you. Crafting supplies are really annoying to try to get and farm. It's very possible to farm them. It's just, if you don't have the time, you can just, hop in your garden for 10 minutes of your day, grab your crafting supplies that they drop, and then, you know, be done with it. Note that a lot of the Crown Shop plants will drop Mega Snacks as well. Just know that you don't necessarily have to get them from the Crown Shop, they drop from bosses. For example, Evil Magma Peas, they are guaranteed to drop you a Mega Snack, and they're guaranteed to drop a seed for themselves when they are elder. So you're never gonna run out. The amount you have of Evil Magma Peas is the amount you're gonna have forever. So there's a payoff. I haven't necessarily invested too much into any other plants. I know that Ultra plants drop crafting supplies for the really cool mounts. I've been trying to farm those, and those are just so annoying. So don't worry, don't try to do any crazy stuff like that unless you're like max rank and you've got buddies that can help you out with retardedly hard bosses that cheat all the time. So that's the only reason you should be going for those, is you've got pretty much nothing else to do. Note that plants, you'll also need a house to essentially hold all your plants. I mean, sure, you could do dorm room, but it's not really that helpful. And you also want to be making plots. So you want to try to get them as close as an area as possible, and try to get as many in one area so you can get the most use. Because if you're especially if you're starting out at lower levels, your yellow energy, we'll just call it energy for now. I think that's what 101 calls it. That directly correlates to what level you are. Now you can get gear that boosts that up. Of course, you can refresh it out at the Crown Shop, but that mostly just goes off of your level. So my max level is 120. As of right now, they could probably add it in if they wanted to. And his energy is 120. So say you're level 15, you only got 15 energy, and, you know, the big area spells cost like 8. And the protection spells, so they don't get pests, are like 16. And that's like, you know, more than your entire pool. So you gotta evaluate. Don't just go out and buy a shit ton of plants, because you're not gonna have any energy. They're gonna die, and then you're just gonna be wasting your money. So definitely know that if you're on the lower end of the spectrum on the levels, feel free to just buy one plant, try it out, see if you like it, move on. That's how I did gardening. You just kind of, I had like 4 plants at one point in time. Never had more than 4 because I didn't have enough energy to keep up with it. And they were all different. So I could just see, I was like, hey, this plant dropped me something I use, or this one doesn't, I'm never going to buy it again. Stuff like that. So remember that, and you also got to remember, do the plants reproduce themselves? So am I going to have to keep going out and buying these plants? Like rye bread bushes drop, in my opinion, better snacks for certain types of pets, because the way you train pets is, well, this is just a theory, so I could be wrong. There's no official stuff on it necessarily, so, but like intelligent pets with more intelligence, quote unquote, will have a higher chance of getting Maycast spells, stuff like that. So the rye bread bush drops Mega Snacks that give more agility over other things, which prickly bear cactuses do not. So you can kind of weigh yourself there if you've got a lot of gold. But that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'll just be there checking out, helping anyone out if I can. I'll try to get the crafting guide out as soon as possible. I'm still doing my research on it to make sure I get all the information you guys will ever need. I've also got a link to the basic gardening guide, or not guide, but page on Wizard 101 Central. If you guys haven't used the website, it's amazing. There'll be a link in the description for that. So check that out. If you have any more questions or something I didn't answer for you today, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.